Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Joel Cordero. A man was arrested and is facing more than 1,000 charges of child pornography in Williamsport. 69-year-old Stephen Carter Hicks was arrested in October of 2025 from an investigation into a cyber tip. According to police, when they confirmed the Bing search from the tip was child pornography, they traced the IP address to search Carter Hicks' home. After obtaining a search warrant, police arrived at the residence, seizing Carter Hicks' cell phone and computer, which had child pornography on the screen. According to court documents, Carter Hicks told police that he began watching child pornography about 30 years ago after his divorce. Police found a total of 1,142 child pornography images and videos on his devices. Carter Hicks was charged and scheduled to plead guilty to 23 charges, but police requested on January 8th that he should face more charges based on further evidence they found. He is currently in the Lycoming County Prison. A water utility made emergency repairs on Monday due to a water main break. At around 3:30 p.m., the Pennsylvania American Water announced that they were making emergency repairs in Dixon City, as they were making repairs to a 12-inch water main that affected around 20 customers. According to authorities, they explained customers who were in the area that they may experience temporary disruptions to water service, such as no water, low water pressure, and discolored or cloudy water. According to External Affairs Manager, the repairs were expected to be completed overnight on Tuesday. The Luzerne County has reached an agreement to sell the Broad Street Business Exchange building in Hazleton. According to the council, they unanimously approved the resolution to sell the building for $2.4 million. The resolution authorizes the sale to New York-based YMFS Family Partnership, which submitted the only bid for the building in December. The building, located at 100 West Broad Street, was owned by the county after the former owner failed to repay county loans of $1.8 million and couldn't pay property taxes. Multiple tenants are renting space from the building, such as a karate studio, a coffee shop, a tag and title business, a Head Start program, an insurance business, a design company, 2 law offices, and the Luzerne County Community College being the anchor tenant. According to the division head of budget and finance, Mary Rochelle, said that she's hoping the sale closed by the end of February. Built in 1934, the building has 4 floors, a basement, and 44,480 square feet in space. Police received a missing person report, and they are asking the public's assistance. Today, Wilkes-Barre City Police posted on their Facebook page of a missing girl named Brooklyn Hans, who is shown on your screen. No additional details were released on where she was last seen. Anyone with information of her whereabouts is asked to contact Detective Duddick at 570-208-4200 or leave a message on the Wilkes-Barre City Police Facebook page. Coming up on WYLN News, we have a snowfall warning regarding tomorrow morning. Plus, another counterfeit case has opened up at a Mohegan casino. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the weather forecast for tomorrow will be snowy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Something is out there, What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hey everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Dr. John will be here. Let's talk about if you thought you never needed a chiropractor or you're afraid to see a chiropractor. Let's shed some light on maybe why you might have to change your mind.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. There is rainy weather that has continued this afternoon, will also proceed to early this evening as temperatures stay in the 40s. However, snow also is expected to come across Pennsylvania starting tonight into the early mornings on Thursday, January 15th. Colder air will arrive this evening, along with snow mixing in with the rain. While not a major snowfall, this will certainly have impacts to the Tuesday morning commute. Granted, higher elevations will likely have more impacts. There will be some spots of isolation in areas of high elevations, including areas along the northern tier may approach 3 inches. Area-wide accumulations will range from a coating to 2 inches. Snowfall will start to reduce between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Thursday morning. The rest of Thursday will give off more cloudy weather, along with scattered flurries and snow showers. The temperature is set to return to below average territory early next week. You can stay current on all the latest weather alerts and track the storm using the Future Alert Interactive Radar. It was a whole new day for Wilkes-Barre, especially for their local law enforcement. The Wilkes-Barre City Police are honoring their brand new police chief, Michael Boyle. Boyle has been a member of the Wilkes-Barre police force for over 20 years and has taken over for former Chief Joseph Caffey. According to Caffey, while passing the mantle to Boyle, he will be facing many challenges as a chief would, but he'll also have opportunities to innovate, strengthen relationships, and leave a mark on the department's legacy. Following his new role as chief, Boyle now has a list of goals in mind and is prepared to continue protecting and serving. Once again, a counterfeit case has been opened at none other than the Mohegan, Pennsylvania Casino Resort at 1280 PA 315 Wilkes-Barre. There was an attempt to using counterfeit cash at the Mohegan, Pennsylvania Casino, in which the Pennsylvania State Police made a report. According to troopers, they were called to the casino, where the alleged suspect tried to make use of a false $100 bill back in December. At this time, the state police did not make any specifications of any charges would be filed. Counterfeit penalties are severe and involve potential imprisonment of up to 5 to 20 or more years, and large fines of up to millions of dollars, depending on the use of the fake money, with both federal and state laws applying. Coming up on Mountaintops News Choice, we look back at wheelchair clinics with Amber Gunn on this week's Wellness Wednesday. Plus, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Williamsport Part 3. Stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We are again here at the beautiful Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton on Moisey Drive, and I am here with one of our wonderful occupational therapists, Amber Gunn. Welcome, Amber.
Thank you.
So another thing that we have available to our community and the patients is something I was not aware of. It's called a wheelchair clinic. So what is a wheelchair clinic? That's where you come in, Amber. So, we're sitting here on two fancy wheelchairs, but there are times in our life where I have, had to use a wheelchair. I had to use something like this. I had a setback. And then there's sometimes, we permanently need to have these type of assistive devices. So tell us what the wheelchair clinic is about and who should, be coming here to get evaluated for.
So basically, the people who would come here to get evaluated for a wheelchair are people who are looking for either short-term, long-term, in their home or in their community if they're having mobility deficits. So if they're having a lot of falls or something like that, or they're not, they're not able to walk as far as they used to. So they would require a script from their doctor for a wheelchair evaluation. And then they would come here and meet with me and a rep that I have come out, an assistive technology professional who knows everything about wheelchairs. And, together we kind of brainstorm what wheelchair is going to fit the patient's needs the best. We might have to take some measurements or, some strength testing, see if you're strong enough,
that makes sense.
Your balance. Your cognition as well, and then from there we decide what the best mobility device is for the patient, and the assistive technology professional orders it after I send my note out to the doctor and the insurance company.
So of course, we have the basic wheelchair that you see in the hospitals or some people use. And then, of course, we have a little bit more, giving us more mobility, these type of electric, if you will, battery operated. So I'm sure everyone wants one of these, to get around, but is that feasible for everyone? Does everyone qualify? Kind of give us a little bit of how this kind of works. I come in, I had an injury to my hip, I require, to get around.
Yeah.
How would I go about that? What would happen when I walk in the door?
Usually if it's for a short-term use, it would be not a very specific wheelchair or just one of the manual ones or a transport chair that somebody would push for you.
Okay.
So sometimes those don't even require evaluations at all. But if it was something like a jazzy, just to get around the house, get around the community, the store, to and from the post office, whatever, that would be one of these. And then these are for people who, might not have upper extremity range of motion as good as, that requires for the jazzy, or need a little bit more back support because it goes up a little bit further, it's a little bit more comfortable. So same idea, but a little bit more for patients who might need a little bit more of those types of supports.
So I guess the one question a lot of us always have, of course, is does insurance cover these type of things? So can you guide us on that?
Yeah, so like I said, so I submit my paperwork off to the doctor will sign it, and then we submit it off to the insurance for coverage. So again, everybody's insurance is a little bit different. Depending on the type of insurance that you have, we may just have to justify needs in certain areas. So a lot of insurances want to see that, you need it in your home, or you need it for, participation in your ADLs. Other insurances
maybe
don't
a job.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Other insurances don't really care. So depending on, the specific needs of the insurances, I might have to write a letter of medical necessity to your insurance to, just solidify that you really need this wheelchair for these reasons.
So we're running out of time, but I want to know what's the next step to get in touch with you. So after you get that evaluation, you tell your doctor, we need to go to the Health and Wellness Center, to therapy, and write to you. Are you the guru of the clinic?
So usually I have the ladies at the front desk help me and set everything up, but we have the clinic 2 times a month.
Okay.
Sometimes the days will change, but we do 4 evaluations a month.
Okay.
So you would, call over here to the Wellness Center, and the girls up front would get you set up with the soonest appointment they can, depending on your schedule too.
Awesome.
And then, we have you come in and meet.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for this great information, and thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spacemen on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the weather forecast for tomorrow will be snowy.
legend in the magazine business would also get its start in Williamsport in 1882. Grit magazine was originally founded as the Daily Sun and Banner. In 1885, it was purchased by German immigrant Dietrich Lamedy, who rapidly increased the magazine's circulation. Grit was aimed at rural Americans' news, editorials, and other content, and strove to give an optimistic mindset, promoting goodwill towards all. Small towns across the country brought up Grit magazines throughout the 20th century. By the time of Lamedy's retirement in 1936, it had a circulation of over 500,000. Grit would move its corporate offices to Topeka in 1992, but remains in business today. 1883 would see the opening of the Lycoming Rubber Company. A subsidiary of the United States Rubber Company, it specialized in making tennis shoes and Ked sneakers, among other footwear products. Production was idle due to a slow economy for 1910 and 1916, but the factory was reopened after World War I and was soon processing 12,000 pairs of rubber shoes a day. The Great Depression, though, would be a mortal blow, and in 1932 production shifted to Naugatuck, Connecticut. A hosiery mill soon moved onto the site, and in 1934 the Wyln Pajama Company leased space in the building. It would buy the entire complex in 1951, and soon after became the largest pajama factory in the world. It would gain Broadway and cinematic fame in those years, as the building was used for research in developing the hit play The Pajama Game. Theater agents scoured the building to get an idea of how the stage should look for the show, and items for the factory was used in the show's eventual film version as props. The Wyln Pajama Company closed in the late 70s, and today the building houses an art community. The last decade of the 19th century would see the rise of trolleys in Williamsport. Peter Hurdick had funded the creation of the Williamsport Passenger Railway Company in 1863, but it had not been profitable during his lifetime. The line was purchased by a Philadelphia syndicate in 1890 and subsequently electrified. Following successful trial runs of an electric trolley system in August 1891, regular trolley service in the city, beginning at 5:05 a.m. and ending at 1:40 a.m., began that November. No fewer than 6 rival lines soon sprang up. An outright war between these companies soon commenced, with trolley companies tearing up their competitors' tracks right after they'd been laid. Eventually, by 1894, they would all merge into a single company, which retained the Williamsport Passenger Railway Company name. Williamsport's trolley system would outlast many other communities, continuing regular service well into the 1940s. Summers in Williamsport around the turn of the century would often mean trips by locals to Sylvandale Park. Opening along the Susquehanna 4 miles below Williamsport in 1895, Sylvandale featured a mile-long bathing beach by the river. A dance hall, carousel, miniature railroad, and baseball fields were among the park's other attractions. Although it could be reached by road and railroad, the most popular way to reach Sylvandale was on the double-decked Hiawatha paddle wheeler. Based on a dock near Market Street Bridge, it carried riders 3.5 miles downstream to the park. It could hold up to 200 passengers and allowed children to ride for free. The Hiawatha would be destroyed in 1914, crushed by a massive ice jam in the river. Its destruction was the beginning of the end for Sylvandale Park, which could not get enough patrons to the park by other transportation methods. The park would close in 1930. Today, a modern riverboat with the Hiawatha name cruises the Susquehanna in the summer, continuing its predecessor's legacy. The nascent aviation industry would take off in the roaring 20s, with more and more pilots taking to the skies during the decade. For those that dared to try and cross the Atlantic, though, a strange, persistent problem often showed itself. Pilots would frequently become extremely fatigued during transatlantic flights, meaning many fatal crashes. One former Williamsport resident became a celebrated figure in scientific experiments to study these effects. Edna Newcomer had been born in the city in 1904. She was bitten by the performing bug at age 20 and had moved to New York City, where she became a regular Broadway dancer. Soon, Newcomer would be interested in flying and applied for a pilot's license. By the fall of 1932, she had logged 350 hours of airtime and had taken up parachute jumping as well. It was this that brought to the attention of Dr. Leon Pasculi of Long Island, who decided to do a test flight to see why pilots seemed to get fatigued crossing the Atlantic, believing it would prove a hypothesis he had that it was due to carbon monoxide buildup. The flight would thus need a registered nurse on board, whom Dr. Pasculi planned to have parachute out of the plane over Florence, Italy. And at the time, Edna was one of only 2 registered female nurses with a pilot's license in the country. So when the only other potential applicant, Gladys Wilmer, declined to be in the flight, Dr. Pasculi approached Edna with an offer to be on the flight. After conferring with her mother Rebecca, who told her, "Go to it, Edna, you'll make it," Newcomer agreed to be on the flight and to take the parachute drop into Florence. Joining she and Dr. Pasculi on the flight aboard the plane dubbed the American Nurse would be pilot William Olbrich and a groundhog named Tailwind, whom Dr. Pasculi had found with a broken leg along the road and nursed back to health. Tailwind would serve as an early warning for any carbon monoxide buildup in the cockpit, as well as the overall mission mascot. With newcomer aboard, the American nurse lifted off from New York on September 13, 1932, destined for Rome, which pilot Ulbrich hoped to reach within 24 hours. The plane, however, would never reach Europe. Its last verified sighting would be nearly 400 miles from the continent aboard the SS France. When the American nurse did not land in Rome on time, search parties were sent out all over the Atlantic. No wreckage of the plane or the bodies of Edna Newcomer and her fellow aviators would ever be found. More successful will be the career of Carl Stotz, born in Williamsport in 1910. Stotz enjoyed and played baseball with his nephews Jimmy and Major Guerin while not in his job as a lumberyard clerk. It was during one particular game of catch in 1938 that Stotz stumbled over a backyard bush and heavily banged his leg. While recuperating on the back porch, an idea struck him, and he asked the boys, "How'd you like to play it on a regular team with uniforms, your own cap, and a new ball for every game, and bats your size?" Acting on his whim, he was soon driving his nephews and every other boy in the neighborhood around Williamsport looking for the perfect place to play junior-sized ball. Although he could not get permission from the state to play games at his preferred location, he had devised the basic dimensions of Little League Field, 60-foot baselines and 46 feet from the pitcher's mound to home plate. Along with his friends Bert and George Bevel, Stotz would shop around for sponsors for his proposed youth league. He would find 3 initial sponsors in Jumbo Pretzel, Lycoming Dairy, and Lundy Lumber. A location was found to play the games in Park Point by early 1939. Carl would draw out home plate in the pitcher's mound for the new diamond with a penknife, and his sister Laura Stotz Guerin, mother of his beloved nephews, sewed the bases. On June 6, 1939, the very first Little League game would be played at Park Point, with Stotz managing Lycoming Dairy. Although his team would lose this first game to Lundy Lumber by a score of 23-8, Lycoming Dairy would win the inaugural league championship. Little League spread rapidly from there, with the first Little League World Series being held in South Williamsport in 1947. Stotz remained Little League president until 1955, when he resigned in frustration over what he saw as over-commercialization of the game. Today, nonetheless, Little League has become an American institution, giving countless youngsters a chance to play the national pastime. Carl Stotz died in 1992, and today rests in Muncie's Twin Hills Memorial Park, his legacy in baseball's history more than secure.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the weather forecast for tomorrow will be snowy.
You're watching WYLN TV 35,